We got a lot of TNA fans in the chat. Steve Maclin. Okay. So I
How do
was
you
on.
feel about this, Mike?
Okay.
I thought about you right away when I read
Yeah.
this.
Let me just recap what happened. So for weeks, I'd been saying that Steve Maclin was not going to stick around TNA. I just got the vibe. They just felt like it. People in his orbit kind of signaling, not outright saying, but signaling to me that he was probably gone. Right. And so they do the Feast or Fired match. He gets a briefcase. And then on Thursday night, he gets the Fired briefcase. And I went on these airwaves on Brace for Impact, and I was like, up, he's gone, he's gone, he's gone. By the time I get off Brace for Impact, and then I start scrolling through Twitter, it was very clear that it was a work and that he's staying. And then Sean Ross Sapp on his show saying that he believes that Steve Maclin has already signed an extension, or if he didn't, he's got one in hand. He's ready to go. He's sticking around. So this whole thing's a storyline. So
great.
Yeah. So he's sticking around. I don't know what the storyline is, but maybe they're going to do something with Steve finally, and they need to do something with him because he's really good.
Yeah. Yes, they is. Yes, that makes me really, really happy to hear that because AEW is overbloated, and I don't think WWE pick him up. And I think he has a lot more value to TNA with this new TV deal. I think he's a good worker. I think he's an underrated promo guy, and I think that he needs an opportunity to get something. So I'm very happy to hear that he's not actually leaving the company.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he could end up leaving, but I don't even see him like getting to free agency. I think that he's gonna be staying with the TNA for sure. That's my official prediction. Although, like on Thursday night, like while I'm on the air, I'm like in mourning. It's like I just lost my guy. But I was like in a way happy for him because I was like, he's gonna go to AEW and he's probably not gonna do too much TV, but he's gonna be set up. Like him and Deanna can buy like a nice house together if he goes to AEW.
And I would be happy for that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But at the same time, like I think it's better right now. I think it's better for him to stay in TNA and like quote unquote finish a story a bit. Like I think there's just more with him there. I really do. I'm very happy he's not leaving TNA.
Yeah. If he went to AEW, I was advocating a tag team with him and Josh, and they could go after the tag titles against FTR because I just think that match would fucking rule.
It would be a lot of fun, actually.
And they just lost Jake Doyle, and so now Mark Davis doesn't have a tag team, and they were trying to push them up to the FTR, and I was like, well, just throw Steve in there, Steve and Josh versus FTR. Now that's money to me. I think that rules.
Man, I was really looking forward to that Doyle and Davis tag team. I think they'd have been a lot of fun, and that just, man, it's talk about being born under a bad sign. Like Jake something gets hurt sometimes, man. It sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's carrying a lot of muscle mass, man. So your muscles tear easy when you're bloated like that. And he's a huge jacked up dude, and he's an athletic guy. And I just hope things work out for him. Let's see. Steve Maclin and AJ Styles debuting on Dynamite. Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Possible. It's definitely possible.
Raleigh Boy, who JD yelled at, said TNA roster immediately posted farewell tweets. Hint, hint. Yeah. And then there were other like the heels
would do that anyway though. Like if he did leave, they would still do that.
Yeah, but then the heels were like good riddance,
Oh yeah, there you go. That's
like Eric Young is like talking shit about it. So I'm like, okay, yeah. They're probably gonna they're gonna probably do something with Eric, and then but Steve Maclin probably get elevated above that.
They kind of fucked that up then. They could have actually if they had gotten everybody on board and the heels actually were like sad about it because social media is stupid, like people would have bought the release a little or the firing a little bit more, which is, I don't know.
Well, they sold me. I came on this podcast bitching about it. So I think that was what they were trying to do. But I think, they've lost so many wrestlers lately that maybe they wanted to like just put out there, hold on, guys.
Really that's a really good point. I didn't think about it like that.
Because Tony Khan legit signed 5 wrestlers in a week, but he gave one back. But he did sign
one back. Yeah. Here you go. I can't have this one.
Say, hold on. This guy said some shit about gays. You can have him back, but we're gonna keep the other 4. So, but it doesn't look like Steve's going. So, Josh Alexander's really found his mojo lately. He sure has. Like you saw the Omega match, right? Like you saw that one. Yeah, that was good. And then he could have really. I didn't see Collision last night, but I did see his promo that Alexander cut, and he was like, he's a good heel. I think they got it. Like,
he's a great pro wrestler. I just don't think people like give him enough. I think that a lot of AEW people have not given enough of a chance. Again, you and I, when he had his run, is the peak of our Brace for Impact podcast. So we saw all that stuff. I love Josh Alexander.
Yeah.
I want more Josh Alexander,
Your
not less.
your article, he personally loved The Heart of a Weapon. The
Oh, I
article
forgot I
you
wrote
wrote.
that.
Yeah. I remember like him publicly talking about it, and then Jade Chung also talked about it, and Josh happens to like enjoy some of our coverage from the past.
I didn't
You
know
know,
that.
he
I
and I
honestly didn't
chatted.
know.
He and I chatted recently, and he was like, I was telling me, I was like, I always enjoyed like what you did, when I was there. I was like, oh, thank you, man. I appreciate you. It's like, would have been nice if you told me that when you were still in the company, but hey, but I appreciate it now.
I like when people I haven't written anything about wrestling in a long time, so
Yeah,
I like hearing that. I mean,
you know,
I forget sometimes that I was wrestling, right?
JD, we have a website, right? Like where you could do stuff like that.
Like, I'm like, what's underneath my headline right now, man? I'm busy.
Yeah, you got a
Busy.
lot of jobs. Yeah,
Too many.
you're a busy guy. But speaking of busy, I gotta get to sleep.
Oh wow, yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm not actually going into the office tomorrow because we're all snowed in. But and my kid's not going to school, but I'm just tired. We've been out sledding today, and I was
Yeah.
shoveling snow for 2 hours, so clearing the driveway so we can get down to the sledding hill. It was a tough day, man.
I bet that. Hey, I've said something kind of stupid earlier in the show. I probably should have said. My bad. I got a little fired up and I used some
Yeah,
vocabulary that would have used as a young man, and I apologize. Not for the sentiment, but for the actual wording. So my bad. I
yeah.
got to work to be better.
And I can confirm that Raleigh Boy and Io Video, a Patreon subscriber, is a great guy. So he's a big TNA fan. So
Oh, I know. I was just having.
yeah,
We just. I
JD
get.
gets it.
I get into it sometimes, and I hate when people. I hate the narrative of Dave LOL, like because Dave
Well,
Meltzer's done a lot for
yeah,
professional wrestling, and like especially people like us. People like us don't really exist without Dave Meltzer carving the space. Right. And Dave
well,
is not a perfect human being, but at least get mad at him for something that he does. Like if you
yeah,
want to pick on Dave, pick on him for saying they removed Shibata's brain. That's a real thing. Don't get
yeah,
mad because something is on the website that he had nothing to do with. Like a transcription of a fucking interview. That's
yeah.
just dumb shit.
If you're gonna come at us shitting on Dave, like that's fine. But
Fine.
you have a good point and do it for a good reason, like Shibata having his brain removed, or like look, 2 weeks ago, Dave reported some attendance numbers for TNA that were not true, like legitimately not true. They were so off that I actually reached out to Dave and I gave him the data. I was like, here, look, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of this, but Dave, I just want you to know. Of course, Dave didn't respond and he corrected it. But I was like, here, I just want you to know that the
Yeah.
numbers you have were significantly lower than what was really posted by WrestleTix.
And that's the thing with Dave is just
Yeah,
like Dave is a reporter, so he reports on what he is given. And like the big criticism you could say of Dave Meltzer's coverage over the years is when he doesn't reprint retractions a lot, or when he
yeah,
does correct stuff, he doesn't cite sources on where he gets stuff from. So that is a flaw with Meltzer's reporting that one could
yeah,
argue is legit. And that's you have a great point there. There was some TNA stuff earlier, and there was some Japanese stuff. I think it was Dragon Gate last year
yeah,
that really got people fired up. So I mean, that's all good. I mean, like, and again, no man is absolved from criticism, right?
yep,
I had my brain removed earlier in this podcast and had to put it back in. So like it's a thing that everyone's criticism is up for everybody. I just want people to attack people for what they actually do.
yeah. So
Like,
Stephen Patrick has a good comment. He
I
says
will
use
use
words dumbass
dumbasses.
instead. I think
I will.
dumbass is a good one.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Dipshit is one of my
dipshit.
favorites.
I love dipshit. That's a really good one.
It's
Fuckface.
fuckface is a good one. One of the kids in the restroom used that word the other day, and I reprimanded him, and it probably got stuck in the back of my head, and it came out of my mouth. Because Mike and
Yeah.
I sure grew up in a time where people said a lot more things a lot more callously that we would not say
Dude,
today.
I sledding down the hills with my kids today, my cousin's kids and like all the neighborhood kids, and I'm like talking to my cousin that I grew up with, like we're like bros, like old school style bros, where we say stupid crap, just like mean stuff to each other to pop each other. And like we started to do that and we kind of like we're like, oh, we gotta scale this back because
Because
like it is not 1999, dude. Like
yep.
we cannot call each other those names. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of stuff that guys like us called each other back in the day.
Yeah.
Like you would freely use those words, and it was always
Yes.
terms of endearment. Like it was never
Yeah.
like you meant to like legitimately hurt anybody. But now you look back and you're like, oh, it was kind of shitty. Maybe we should
Yeah.
be better. So again,
Like
I got to be better. My fault.
yeah. JD will be better and we'll choose better words next time. But yeah, dumbass,
dipshit. Fuck face.
Dipshit's always a good one, man.
I do like dipshit. I use that one a lot. I should just stick with that one.
So JD from New York blocked me. That's a good thing, I think.
Or if you blocked me, I should look that up actually.
Because I said there is some slow adult from New York spreading an MJF conspiracy theory, and he must have seen it because I am now blocked. So, but I think calling somebody a slow adult is actually more degrading than the R word.
It is. You're right. I have to use that. Slow.
Yeah. I'm just finding new ways to insult people. Yeah.
I love that you find ways to piss people off and block them. I used to be that guy. I need to get back there again.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us this week on the Mike and JD Show. Head to patreon.com/the Mike and JD Show. We're going to be talking some serial killer stuff, lots of TNA stuff, whatever else we can talk about. We're going to get into this week exclusively on the Patreon. But until next time, mahalo.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A game. A made no rain from the track when we unite and spit. This isn't A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A game.